Here is a tutorial on Kumon Connect for parents, also for students, but mainly for parents to be able to check the work that a student has submitted and make sure that they are working on their Kumon Connect app correctly. So when a child logs into their Kumon Connect app, this is the home page that they will be met with. I always want students to start off by pressing refresh. That makes sure that we're pulling through the most up-to-date work that I have set them to do. So refresh makes sure that they've got today's work coming through correctly. Then the student will usually press start studying. When they press start studying, their work will appear and they're expected to complete it accurately and quickly and press through the pages. I'll show you that quickly. So this is the first page that they're met with. This is the A side of the page. So a student will complete their answers. And 18. Once they've completed that page, you can see they've got the cancel option here. If they press cancel, this sheet will not be submitted for marking. The grey button just on the right hand side will take them through to the next page. This is still 166, but now it's the B side. Yeah, so it's the second side of the first page, essentially. So here they will complete their questions. And 20. Now you can see that the option has appeared for finish studying. The student has not completed all of the pages that have been set because the finish studying button is white. When that finish studying button turns blue, that highlights that the child has now completely finished all the pages that I have set them to do. So even though it says finish studying here, I do not want students to press that button. Yeah, they've only finished one page of work. So they continue pressing the arrow. So long as the arrow appears, there is more work to be completed. When we get to the last page of the booklet that I have set, you will see that the grey arrow on the right hand side disappears, no more arrow, and finish studying becomes blue. This student has now completed all of the pages set for them and they can now press finish studying. Yeah? So that's a key way for students to understand when they have actually completed their work entirely. There's also an option, like a drop down at the top of the page. This drop down shows the pages that have been set. So we had page 166A, 166B, 167A, 167B, 168A, 168B, 169A, 169B, 170A and 170B. So 5 pages of work, each page has an A side and a B side. Now of these 5 pages here, 2 of them are blue. The reason these 2 have turned blue are because those are the 2 pages that I wrote my answers on. The other pages, I just clicked through the next arrow. So they are appearing as white. What a lot of students do is they press the next arrow so fast that they move through the pages and miss pages without realizing. So we encourage students that before they press finish studying, always click this drop down and make sure that all of these pages are dark blue. If any pages are appearing as white, that student needs to go back to the white pages and complete them entirely. Yeah, and you can click the pages up here and complete them. Do not submit your work and press finish studying until all of these white pages have turned blue. If a student needs to stop their work for any reason, they want to go to the toilet, or maybe mum is going to the shop and I quickly want to stop my work and go with her, but I'll be back soon and continue, I encourage students to press this drop down again and press pause. Their work has been paused now. The time is not increasing. They can go away and they can come back and complete it. This is usually for if a student is going away for a short period of time. If a student is going away for a long period of time, for maybe 5 hours, then I would encourage the student to submit their work on the last page that they have completed. So I completed 166A and 166B. Now my mum has called me to go to my nan's house. So I'm going to press finish studying, even though I haven't completed all of the pages of the work set. The reason is these pages will be submitted for marking. I don't lose them. And when I come back onto my Kumon app and I press start studying, it will allow me to continue from 167A, which is the next page that I was supposed to do. Yeah, so the app will automatically give you the next page of work that needs to be done, so long as I pressed finish studying at the end of the work that I had completed. What I don't want is for students to submit blank pages. So I don't want them to click all the way through to the last page and press finish studying when a lot of the pages are blank, or when any pages are blank. The reason is blank pages will be submitted and they have to be marked. We then have to mark every single one of these blank questions as wrong and send it back to the student. What I would prefer for the student to do is to submit on the last page that they have completed, so that when they come back onto that app, they get to continue from the next page that's due. I hope that makes sense. So only submit your work on like halfway through if you need to go away for a long period of time and we don't want to risk you losing that work. Submit, but make sure you come back on that same day and finish your work. So for now, I'm going to press finish studying because I'm going to be away for a little while. It shows me that I have taken 5 minutes and 18 seconds to complete my work. And I press finish for that to be submitted for marking. I will continue this work a little bit later today. Now, what I want parents to use as a way to check and just make sure their child has completed all of the pages set is this study records tab. By pressing study records, it shows you the work that has been completed by a student by date, by time taken to complete, and by number of sheets completed. So the first column shows you the date that the student has completed the work. It starts from the earliest at the top and works its way down to the latest at the bottom. So here, the date is written in American. So it's January the 6th, January the 7th, January the 8th. Yeah. On January the 6th, this student completed their work in 6 minutes and did 5 sheets of work. On the 7th of January, this student completed their work in 6 minutes and completed 5 sheets of work. Let's fast forward to today's date, the 23rd of April. Oh, this student completed their work in 2 minutes, but only completed 1 sheet of work. So, some students will only complete 1 or 2 sheets of work when they should actually be completing 5 sheets or 10 sheets. This is a good way for parents to check and make sure that students are completing all of the work that has been set for them. It's very, very rare that I will set a child 1 sheet or 2 sheets to do, unless they're coming towards the end of the program where each sheet is very complex. That's level H and level I. So if your child is on level A or level B, trust that I am not setting them 1 sheet of work. So if this page is filled with 1 sheet or 2 sheets, please speak to your child to make sure they're completing all of the sheets in their work. Yeah. The time taken, again, you should be aware of roughly how long your child should be spending on their work. It differs per level and it differs also by child's ability. So for level 2A, should take roughly about 10 minutes per for 5 pages of work, 20 minutes for 10 pages. So this student completing 5 pages in 6 minutes is great. 5 pages in 12 minutes is a little bit longer than we would expect. And this is what leads me on to the colours that we've got here. This is a traffic light system. Green means the student has completed the work with good accuracy and good speed. They are ready to move on to the next booklet. Yellow means okay accuracy, okay speed. Something could improve, but the child has grasped the topic. Red means there is room for improvement in terms of accuracy or speed or both. Again, you should know that with Kumon, our focus is accuracy first, speed next, but ideally we want a combination of the two. So when a child is coming through with work on this red zone, it means there is room for improvement and there's something that we could work on. This child could be getting 100%, but taking 12 minutes to complete. We're saying that if they take too long, in an exam, they might not complete their paper. So we probably want to do this booklet again and see if we can get this time down a little bit. And that's why it's red. Yellow, this student's completing their work in 7 minutes for 5 pages. Like I said, it should be taking approximately 10 minutes. So this student is doing well and should be progressed. We would look at their accuracy for this one. But green, this student is completing the work very quickly. 5 minutes for 5 sheets. They are more than comfortable to move on to the next booklet. So if you go into the study records and you see a lot of reds for your child, this just highlights that there is room for improvement, and it's likely that I'm going to get your child to do those booklets 2 times or maybe 3 times each go. If you're seeing loads of yellows and greens, your child is finding this work very comfortable and they should be moving through quite quickly. So again, this keeps you in the loop of why I'm setting them certain booklets, how many times I'm setting them, and how your child is getting on overall. So please do check this study record sheet just to make sure that your child is on track. I'm going to go back to the home page just at the top here and take you through to study history, which is the second tab down at the bottom here. Study history is just a calendar that shows each day this month and whether some work has been completed on the app. I say some work because even if a child has completed 1 page of work, they will still get a star on today's date. So each date within the month will have a star or will not have a star. If there's a star, the student has completed their work on this day. And if there's no star, the student has not completed any work on this day. Yeah? A blue star represents maths work and a red star represents English work. So on the 6th of April, this student completed maths and English. On the 11th, they completed maths and English. On the 9th, they only completed maths. And on the 23rd, today, only completed maths. So when you go into your child's study history, what I want to see is stars on every day, because Kumon is a daily work program. If your child says that they have completed their work on Saturday, but you don't see a star on Saturday, it's likely that they haven't completed their work and maybe conversations need to be had. On the very rare occasion, sometimes a student might submit their work and it doesn't show up. This has happened maybe once or twice in the last year, so it doesn't happen often. If it does, please let me know and we'll see if we can figure out what has happened. But what I wanted to know is, even if your child has completed just 1 page or just 2 pages of their work instead of 10 pages, they will still have a star on here. So you have to check the study records tab to make sure that your child is completing all of the pages of work that have been set for them. Yeah, not just checking here to see if there's stars, because a star will appear even if they've completed just 1 page. I hope that all makes sense. I'm always here for questions if you have any, so do let me know. Thank you.